It's the That's Just It podcast show. Yeah.
What up, dog?
Let me not give Fago no sponsorship because they ain't paying us. Wow. And we are sponsored here today by Pool Man Services. Thank you, Pool Man Services. 313-622-5161. Miles, I see the top of my head. We can't do nothing about this, man. Okay. I mean, you like late, though. I mean, I'm still... Let me get down here. Hey, That's Just It podcast show. So, we going to do our intro like we always do our intro. We missing two of our hosts today, but that's all right. So, since Pastor Shine not here, Des Cortez, you going to be ready to give me the, one for me. Because we got to make up for, him not being here. So, we're going to do TV shows from the 80s and 90s.
Sweet.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to go ask him, then I'm going to ask you, and then we missing two people. So then you're going to ask me, and then I'm going to get one. And then that's how we're going to do the intro. All right. My man, Profile Rucker, welcome back. Yeah.
What up, though?
How was your week, man?
Very good.
All right. Your week was very good. So, if I was Different Strokes, how would you greet me?
Raj.
Raj? Well, go ahead. I want to hear how you going to fuck this up. Go ahead.
Don't worry about it. Everybody.
Different Strokes. You remember...
you said what's happening?
Did I say what's happening?
You said Different Strokes.
Oh, okay,
Different
thank
Strokes?
you.
All right, I'll think about something else. Go ahead. Different Strokes.
You can't wait to get home. Go ahead.
Think about Different Strokes. I get it, Miles.
Different Strokes. We talking about what?
He turned pink.
Yeah, I thought I was like, okay.
Yeah, Different Strokes. If I was Different Strokes, how would you greet me?
What you talking about, Willis?
There you go. Oh, it took us 26 shows in 30 seconds to finally get a boom. Boom. My man, Des Cortez. Hey, my man.
What's
Welcome
happening?
back to the show. Thank you for coming and not being late. Because, one of our hosts, he decides not to come no more. Is he still going to be a host? Yeah, he coming.
I don't know.
I mean, he going to get shit right and then he going to be here and,
I'm praying for him.
yeah, we miss him and his community. They miss, because they're not represented.
Represented?
Yeah, they not represented. I know I fucked that up. Or a jar so I can pay every time I fuck up a word.
Oh, you ain't got that much money.
Yeah, we be rich. That's right. So we need Lou here to represent his community because I'm sure they still watching and they waiting saying, "Hey, Lou, where you at?" And Lou ain't here.
I mean, what you want us to do?
My man, Des Cortez.
What up, though?
If I was, because he said the show and it kind of, was.
Oh, that's what you was going to.
No, I can go better than that.
Okay.
If I was the Jeffersons, how would you greet me? Weezy.
I was like, don't call him Weezy.
My man, Des Cortez.
All right.
I'm ready.
All right. If I was on Sanford and Son, how would you greet me, Lamont?
You big dummy. Yeah. So welcome back. We got two guests in the house today. And we, do it like we always do it. To my right, we have Tanisha. She's going to introduce herself and tell us about the things she does, do, and why you're here today and how it plays into our show before I even give the title.
Okay, awesome. So my name is Tanisha Lachey, and I do have multiple businesses. So I'm here today to talk about zodiac signs. So I have a business called WEIRD. It's an acronym for where everyone is really different. I am an emotional intelligence coach, and I coach people, parents, children, and all individuals on all things divination. So I help them to tap into the deepest part of themselves, understand themselves, get to know themselves through divination. So that's human design, confirming through tarot, cards of destiny, and different things of that nature. I also have a nonprofit, and I help entrepreneurs and business professionals with networking opportunities and resources.
You can probably get us the intro for this show, huh? That's what's up. To my right, we have Rachel. Please introduce yourself and tell us about yourself, Miss Rachel.
My name is Rachel. Let's see. I am currently pursuing a career in holistic health, so I want to become a holistic health coach. So I love everything spiritual. I love anything that's related to zodiac signs. I'm very curious about like using herbs to treat illnesses. I also do hair in my spare time, so I do locks. I like to learn why people pursue their lock journey, especially Black people. What else do? I work in food service. I've been doing it for like 11 years. And I like to create. So that's pretty much
Dope.
Why is it every time I think of holistic, I think of enema? That's like the first thing that comes to my mind is.
See, now
like,
you done fucked it up for me, dog. See, man.
Some stupid shit.
Damn, man.
I gotta explain that.
I'm just maybe because I know a guy who owns a holistic place on Grand River, and they've been doing it for years and years. Colonic, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe that's what colonic. Yeah, I said it wrong.
Colonic.
It's like the same thing though, right?
It's different.
No, maybe I need one, but then I would understand what's going on.
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's why I always think of their place because that's what they did there is the colonics. So that's what I think of when I think of holistic.
You think of who?
Why you say holistic? Like,
I don't know. What did I say wrong? I said it wrong again.
see, I start thinking about the enema,
Money and-
holistic, and it just
No, I threw my money in. Did I say the wrong word?
no, you didn't.
See,
I was thinking about the enema part,
and then holistic.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I thought that's where you was going.
I get it.
You're going to have to start getting it faster, dog. 'cause
All right. So we're here
Second fast
today.
money.
Yeah. Title of the show today is Float On. Float On. Float on. Float on. Y'all remember the song?
Yeah.
That song.
Okay. Y'all what happened in the song? Hey, I'm Larry. And my sign is So that's we're talking about signs and everything and why they're important, why they are important in relationships and how they can bring us closer to, I guess, our soulmate, our perfect person, our forever person. Our forever person. See, Miles, this is what he does all the time. He's disruption. And I felt like you were, I'm going to say, one of the perfect people I can talk to about this because you know the other perfect person that I know. Right. So I'm sure she going to jump on my head and tell me, you ain't, So I got to be real light with this, because I know, and it gets real personal with these issues. So tell me, in a relationship, why should I use the zodiac signs to find my perfect person? Do you agree that that's like what I should base it on is zodiac sign?
I do not agree with that.
Okay.
She's like, don't.
So I do use divination, which I would use probably, it's called Cards of Destiny. But so when you were born, you receive 13 cards. You receive your birth card and then 13 other cards. The same play the hand that you were dealt.
Okay.
So on each birthday, you get additional 13 cards. You always keep your birth card, though, and you always keep the same set on the day that you were born. So those all are having an effect on the cards that you get every year on your birthday. So I would then take that the way that your cards are lined up is lined up with the planetary, and I would look at how your planets is playing with their planets. So I would do a compatibility chart, and it will let you know, like, okay, so if this is just an example, but if you were Mars to this person Mars, that means that's a lot of, it could be a lot of anger built up, or just a lot of hostility, a lot of pressure. But the way to get rid of that is through spending time together. So I would tell you guys, like, okay, you guys need to make sure you have so much Mars in your chart. You need to make sure that you guys are getting out and having that quality time. And it also may, you may need to have more sex, or you may need to not have so much sex and go out and have more out dates. But it has to be a balance of the two. And that's where arguments can start when you guys are not spending a lot of time together, if you have a lot of Mars in the chart. So I will start with that. I will look at how your planets are set up, and I will more so go with astrological. I do not believe in I think that any situation can work if you guys are, built on growth. If you guys are both focused on growing. Like, if I understand that I am Mars to you, and it depends on how your Mars is playing. So sometimes you can be the one in a relationship that's always pointing things out that I'm doing wrong. And so I would take that as you're always nitpicking. But really, that's the role that you're playing in my life. But if I understood that that's the role that you were playing in my life and you wasn't doing it maliciously, I wouldn't take it so like you're being anal all the time. I would take it lightly, but we can also communicate. I can say, okay, babe, don't tell. I know you're trying to help me, but say it like this, because we're both growing and nobody is taking it personal. So it just really has to do with the growth of each party.
Okay. So I'm speaking as, I'm a dude that's going out to find me somebody at a club or at a bar, at a library or whatever. Should I use Zodiac, because I don't know anything about my planets? Should I use Zodiac to try to get like that person, like they say, there are 3 different signs that's compatible with your sign, right?
But yeah, I just don't believe in that, because
okay,
it all have to do with your chart. Like, for instance, if I can say, okay, I already know you're Aries, but if I had to guess your sign, one of your other signs can be more dominant. Like, I am an Aries rising, I'm an Aries sun, but I'm a Taurus moon and I'm a Taurus Venus. So when we're focusing on love and relationships, we want to look at the moon sign and the Venus sign. Mm-hmm. So I will look, if I just had to go off of that, I'll be like, okay, well, my moon is in Taurus, my Venus is in Taurus. My moon is in my second house, my Venus is in my second house as well. Because I'm Aries rising, that means my chart is in order. Okay. So if you were a Sagittarius rising, your chart will start with Sagittarius. So your houses are not in the order that I am. So I would need to know what's your moon sign, and then I would need to know what house, so I can see what energy is being manipulated and how we're going to play together. Yes,
but I'm talking about me, and somebody I need it simple, and that's what I'm saying. I know it's not simple, but I'm saying I know nothing about moons, and so if I'm, an old man told me, he said that, when you meet people, pay attention to their signs, because usually they all have some type of temperaments and some type of same ways, So I actually did, start paying attention to, the people in relationships and their signs. And they do. I mean, actually, I don't know what I'm compatible with, but I know certain people I just don't get along with. Certain signs, we can have great sex and then we gonna fight in the morning. I mean, that it seems like that stuff is really, I don't know what moons they own, but I know it seems like sometimes that stuff really plays a part into the dating game.
Okay, since you want it simple for that, because I don't believe, I'm not going to ever tell somebody to go and date off of a zodiac sign. Okay. First of all, like the sun signs, that's just for fun and games.
Okay.
Because
break that down.
When you really listen to your zodiac sign, you're supposed to listen to your rising. Because, like, say for instance, you get your daily your daily sign, you know, like on Google or whatever comes up, that is going based off of your rising sign. Because the only how that they can give you a forecast on your sign is by how the chart is set up. And remember, I told you your chart is set up based off of your rising.
Right, but you know that.
No, but this is what I'm trying to tell you. So when you go online and look at let me look at my zodiac sign for today.
This mine right here.
Okay, so let me see.
If you
I'm not
swipe
even-
to the right, it show you my sun to the other way.
Don't swipe.
What is it that you're trying to show her?
Okay, so your rising is Leo. Okay, so, but but anyhow, I know that you don't know that. But what I'm trying to let you know is when you're looking. Okay, so it's like when I see you and I'm like, okay, you're an Aries. I can't really go off of that because what you project to the world is actually your rising sign. So what the world see you as is going to be whatever your rising sign is. What you see yourself as is your sun sign. And then the people that's most intimate with you, that can get the closest with you, like your family, your friends, they see your moon sign and your Venus sign. So that's why I'm telling you, like, that is a that's misinformation. That's not something proper that I can tell somebody to go and date off of their zodiac sign, their sun sign, when that's not even that might not even be the strongest sign. Might not even be the sign that you plan off of.
Does anybody else know about rising signs?
Yes.
Nope.
What you know about it? Go ahead.
I know, I guess, a little bit about it. The way I was explained about it was, I think your sun is who you are or something.
How you see yourself.
How you see yourself. And then I think the rising was explained to me like how the world sees you. But
Right.
what was the moon?
The
So my
moon is
a
how you
Capricorn.
feel. Yeah. So, for instance, I was dating somebody, right? And when I was dating them, I said, you're flighty. I got that feel, but I'm more trained in this.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm Aries.
Okay.
Yep. So then he was like, how am I flighty? And I'm like, I can just pick up since you're flighty, you know, that you are I was like, I bet you have Sagittarius in your chart. And then he was like, and I went home and sure enough, he had a Sagittarius rising. Because the rising is what he's showing the world. I would have never got that off if I was focusing on his sun sign.
What you know about it, Profound?
I'm just laughing because
I mean, you said you know something about the rising.
I'm Sagittarius sun.
You a Sagittarius sun? You don't know your rising?
My rising is.
Oh, that's why you were laughing when I said the Sagittarius.
Yeah, I
You
just
know,
started
'cause
laughing. Yeah.
Well, and see, this is another thing that you got to pay attention to. Like, before I was educated on this stuff, I would say like, oh, I can't stand an Aquarius. You know, but once you really start to tap into growth and elevation, it's like you begin to accept people for who they are and the part in the role that they're supposed to play here on Earth. So I understand it. Like, okay, sometimes you got to make the stuff work for you instead of against you. You know what I'm saying? So I know that Sagittarius is all about movement. So that's what y'all rule. Y'all rule movement. So dancing, exercising, walking. So I seen this guy, when I say every 10 seconds he was gone, I said, well,
Busy.
where he at? And then I said, he's a Sagittarius. He came back. I said, are you a Sagittarius? He said, yes. How you know that? Because you're moving a lot. You know what I'm saying?
That's me.
And so y'all are about far travel. Y'all like to take trips out the country. Y'all like to get them stamps in the passport. But Geminis, which is your opposite side, is about short-term travel. It's about car travel. So jump in a car and probably take a quick trip to Chicago or whatever the case may be. That's why Geminis love cars. They love shoes. Everything that have to do with short travel. It's also the sign of communication. So a Gemini, I say, they like to gossip. They about that short. And so Sagittarius is more in depth. They are more about education. They're more about research. They're more about learning different things. Not to say that Geminis are not, but this is just the role that y'all play. So you have to really be coming to talk about something when you're talking to a Sagittarius. They don't have time for the short. What did you call it? Like that?
The bullshit.
The bull. You know what I'm saying? Like but you go to a Gemini, they want it quick and short. They want it in sound bites, you know? They like to be around people. They're going to be around their friends all the time. Sagittarius is moving around too much to be around somebody all the time. So it's like you it all is going to play a hand. But sometimes he could be acting like his moon sign. You know, but then it's like whatever you compatible with. Because when I am like I said, I'm a Taurus moon. I seen that I was more compatible with this other person moon sign, and he was a Virgo moon. So I will always compare the Taurus to the Virgo moon because we are being sensual, we're dating. It's the more of the emotional side. It's the side that you're going to see.
So I'm still on the right.
I'm about to get him a sun sign. You're going to get you a Sagittarius.
Because my point is, I mean, because the way you explain it, I got to come to you to find out who I'm going to fall in love with.
Yes, you got to go to a professional.
But that's my point. That's why I said simplify. And I'm saying I know it can't be simplified, but before I come to professional, I need to know who's going to be in the pool so I know who to talk to the professional about. So how do I go out there? I know nothing about, even if I go to the professional and you tell me my sign and my rising and you say, hey, you should be looking for a tourist or, whatever, sign I should be looking for. If you're saying that I shouldn't be, you're saying that zodiac signs you don't believe that I should be looking at for someone based on the zodiac sign, right?
Correct.
But then you said, you explained that zodiac signs are certain people that attract people because you were talking about the flighty and everything like that. So I'm saying where's the middle? Where's,
I get what you're trying to say. You're basically saying, like, okay, so where does everything fall? If I'm not supposed to direct my love life off of it, but it can help the relationship, how do I use it?
And I'm not educated enough to know the deep part of what I should know.
Right.
Because I'm sure that you say, everybody should know their rising signs, and not I'm saying with help. That's what I'm saying. Everybody should get that information, right? So I'm saying if once I get that, where do I go with it? If I'm not supposed to believe that signs can get me there.
Okay. So I'm not going to say that it's in. I guess you can know it, but I'm not going to say that it's necessarily mandatory for you to know your rising sign, if you're not into that. Okay. Because you're, like you said, you're not going to understand. I can break it down to you, but how is it going to play a part in your life? You may not know all of that. So you will come seek a professional. But I believe that divination is a tool. So it's a tool to see how we can work together. So for instance, if you just like, man, we arguing, or I really want to get to the bottom of how to better communicate with this person, even if it's your child, even if it's at work, we can use divination for all of these things. That's a relationship, right?
And that's once we're in the relationship, though.
Well, if you at work,
I'm trying to get to the before the relationship.
That's why I said, if it's a coworker, if it's your child, if it's your next door neighbor, if it's somebody you're trying to communicate with, whatever the case may be, divination is a tool. So it's a tool to see how we can work together. It's not a GPS to point you in the right direction of like, I am an Aries. I need to talk to a Sagittarius. No, that's not.
Well, maybe can you explain divination?
So divination.
Spell it for me.
Yes.
What that?
Spell it for me.
Right, I'm up here like, how do you spell? Okay, so Divination. Divination.
Okay. Divination. Thank you.
Yes. And so what was the, yeah,
please explain, because maybe it'll maybe help me to know, because you keep saying it and maybe I don't know the full meaning of what that word is.
Divination is all the things spirituality. Okay. So divination will fall.
Is that what we call earthy? No?
Well, no.
Let
me tell you.
Okay.
So divination is going to be all the tools that you use to get a response. So if I'm doing candle magic, if I'm doing tarot, if I'm doing human design, if I'm consulting with the universe, with the stars, with the planetary system, that's divination.
Okay. So, and excuse me, but I had 3 girlfriends that were witches. And they went outside, and one of them went outside, I mean, in the rain, butt naked and all that stuff. And one girl,
mushrooms.
right, prayed for her ancestors and poured stuff out on the bush and had her crystals and stuff. Is that where that is? Is that the same? Is okay?
It's like a.
I don't know what she was.
I'm not saying
You know what
witchcraft,
it,
but I'm saying that's basically
She was, I forgot.
Divination, the root word is just divine. So the
okay.
divine.
See that? Thank you. It's for the divine.
Okay.
Yes, that's
I
the
was about
root
to say.
word of it.
Okay.
So divination, divine.
Okay, I can dig that.
You can dig that.
I can dig. You see? Yeah. In the cup. Did you, Rachel? Did you want to add anything? Or were you familiar with the word?
No, actually, not really.
Divination.
So I'm learning about it. I would say, I think what you were probably confused about what she was explaining with zodiac signs. I think you shouldn't go out and look for another sun sign to like match your sun sign. So your sun sign is like your primary sign, like the day you were born. Like I'm a Scorpio, so that's my sun sign. So I can't go out and be like, oh, I want to look for a Capricorn. It would be helpful. It would be helpful for me to know both my sun sign, my rising, and my moon sign. And then if I was to meet a guy and he knew all of his as well, and he knew, I guess, the things that would describe, I guess, his sign or whatever, or all three of his main signs, then maybe we could build something, a relationship. But I think to go out and look for another sign, like their primary sun sign, I think that's the error or the issue.
And I said because like, and I guess women do it way more than men. But if you be like, yeah, I'm a Aries, and they be like, oh, I ain't messing with no Aries. I done had, they not talking about rising signs.
And they not professionals
Yeah,
either.
that's a
Yeah,
different.
definitely. And I'm saying because and again, this show is about relationships and how, I guess what I always say is there's no median to what everybody believes.
Right.
And I felt that if everybody has like a foundation on what we believe, the whole world would be better because everybody, it'll never happen, believe the same thing, but we'd know where to go. We'd know where to start from.
Yeah, but then we all wouldn't see the world is a puzzle. And when people start to try to fit in other people's puzzle piece, that's when it get confusing. But if you stay in your lane and you do what you're supposed to, you bring, so it may not be divination. It may not be believing in this. Yours may be over here, but you doing the right thing for the part that you supposed to play in this world.
Right. And I'm just saying, like you said, we in pieces in the puzzle. So we all have to know it's a puzzle.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the base I'm talking about. We got to know that we're all putting the puzzle together.
Right.
Yeah.
So we can
Yes.
fit in the pieces. That's what I'm talking about.
So I guess my response to that would be like an example of what you were just saying. That would be like if, like personally, like I've dated a Sagittarius, and it kind of like left like a bad like mark on me, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to date another one. But an example would be like if my friend dating a Sagittarius and she don't have the same rising sign, moon sign, or nothing as me, and he don't have the same, as my ex or anything. But I'm looking like, why is she dating him? His astrological like signs may align better with her life and her situation. So it's hard to be like, oh, well, why, why is this person doing this with X, Y, and Z? Maybe that aligns with their life and their spirituality.
Right.
And I'm in 48 years, this is my first time hearing about a rising sign. So, but I've always heard, and again, I didn't know, what did you call the star signs? What did you call it?
Divination.
The ones that everybody goes by.
Sun and rising sun. And
The sign, the way the everybody, the one that everybody goes by. What did you call
Your
it?
sun sign.
The sun sign, I guess. So that's what I'm saying. I didn't know it was called. I didn't know there were a difference.
Different, yeah.
And so I would be 3 signs. Is that what you were saying?
Well, no, you have 12 houses.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have 12 houses, and what is it, 9 planets that's in, am I saying that right, 9?
I don't know.
It's 8 now. Pluto not a planet no more.
Okay.
They
So
took
8.
him off the list.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
that's
so then
new.
you have them, and then so those play a part as well. So when I say my Venus is in Taurus, it's because it's in tourist house
Okay.
and so forth like that. So you have 12 houses. They're each zodiac sign. So you got all 12 of the zodiac signs that's on your chart. It just may not be a planet in that house to influence that sign. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, yeah.
It still can trine. It still can aspect. You know, so that means trine. It can still like be across from this house that has a planet that's affecting this house, or it can be next to a house that you have a planet in. So what I'm trying to say is all 12 signs is influencing us.
So if I want to find love, then I gotta talk to somebody that understands this.
We would need to look in your 7th house.
I'm talking about far as her. If I go, you know, if I didn't want to go to get professional help.
So they got a free chart. You can. Everybody I dated.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it in the book. Your time of birth, your everything.
Damn.
And, you know,
And what does the time of the birth have to do with?
well, that's how you're going to get the natal chart and the chart that we're talking about. So that's how you're going to find out the rising, the moon,
Oh.
the Venus. Yep. You need the time of birth. You need the time, location,
location of the
Like
birth.
city.
state. Yep.
Oh.
City and state. So and then the time they were born. Of course, they date, month, date, and year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that'll tell you about the person and give you their 12 houses
Correct.
and nine planets.
8.
Right.
8, 9, whatever.
Still on there,
Depending.
though.
Yeah.
It should be on there, man.
Yeah, okay.
Haters.
Yes.
So, did you have any thing you wanted to say, profile?
No, I'm sitting here taking it all in because I never heard that word you said before. I heard it, but never knew the understanding of it. So I'm getting a good understanding of what you're saying now.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I've been through all that already. It's like I know my numbers. I know I'm not good with another Sagittarius at all. No, I'm good with Sagittarius, but it got to be a certain kind of Sagittarius and all that. So
Right.
yeah, so I've been confused with it. I just been letting the cards fall as they may. So
Right.
I keep running across all these. Virgos and Scorpios. I'd be like, who the fuck are they? But like, and they like, yeah, Virgos, Scorpios, and Taurus. And I don't get along with none of them. But they like me though.
On the earth sign. See, now a common theme, if you want to take it to a lighter situation where everybody can understand, because Oscar, like, I don't know all that, but a common theme I have seen Sagittarius end up marrying Aries.
Damn.
So, and I'm trying to see, male Sagittarius end up with women Aries. That's a common thing that I see. But I have saw a woman Aries, and I'm like, shoot, sometimes Libras and Aries is arguing all the time. And she was like, oh, my husband is a Libra, and they get along just fine.
See, yeah, Libras, they lie too much.
See, air signs, that's what they known for.
Can you explain that too? I don't think we talked about that, like the air, the
Oh, yeah,
water, and the
sure. So then we have elements. So we already went over the 12 houses. So then each sign is a part of an element. So the elements are fire, water, air.
Earth, wind, and
Did I
fire.
say-
Right.
Yeah, fire, water, air, and earth.
Earth, wind, and fire.
Yeah. You're so funny.
Say
So,
that
yeah.
you remember.
So your air signs is going to be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. A lot of people think that Aquarius is a water sign because it's the water bearer, but it's actually an air sign. And air signs are about the mental things that's going on in the head. They are thinkers. Then you have,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, you're okay. Then we have fire. So that's going to be Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. And then fire is about the starters. We get shit done. We got the energy, the wherewithal. Then you have the earth. That is going to be Capricorn, Virgo, and what else? Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. And so those are the grounded people, logical. So it got to make sense. And then you have, I didn't do water. So then you have water, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And those are the intuitive people. They can pick up on things, the empath, emotional. Yes. They coming in here and they're going to be like, I don't like that. Why you? I don't know. I just know it ain't right. And then 6 months later, it ain't right. So
And I wanted to give a shout out to my fourth witch. I dated 4 witches.
Wow.
And they were freaks. My witches was freaks.
so was my witches.
Why you call them witches?
Because they was, you know,
They not
they didn't call themselves.
No, there's women who call themselves witches. What you mean? It's witches for real.
They didn't use
Yeah,
that word that you
but
use.
some of them don't like
but
that
you
word.
said it's the same.
I don't know. The ones I know like that word. They
Have
they
you
don't
Are you
dated-
talking, which word are you talking about?
They
Witches or
might
you talking
not-
about?
I'm talking about real. I ain't never met no black one though. I only met white
I know,
witches.
I know a few
but
of
they do
them.
not mind
They don't
being
like-
called witches.
they don't like-
They like that's their crew. Like, you know what I mean?
And were they freaks too?
I don't know. I don't know. I ain't get that far.
Yeah, they. I
damn.
heard sorcerers and stuff like. I ain't heard no. I ain't like.
You got all of that.
Yeah, I ain't heard ones that say that like the word witch though. Right? Yeah.
But I'm saying you got all that. You got the
Yeah.
sorcerers, you got the witches, and you got the
I just dated witches.
you got the warlocks, and so they all play a different role.
It was just witches for me. I haven't met any sorcerers yet.
How
Are
are
you
you finding them?
Are you going out looking today?
Right.
No, I wasn't. It just happened. It freaked
had
me
4
out.
of 'em.
I'm like, maybe it's my daddy is Creole,
Okay.
so
Oh, okay.
It's you.
maybe.
That might have something to do with it.
And my mama, she was in
She buried the drawers in
Oklahoma
the
and shit.
backyard.
Yeah, maybe. My some shit like that happened to my granddaddy. Blue bath water and shit. It's crazy. But I'm thinking maybe that's it because, like I said, all the girls that I remember and I was in love with and I'm still think about, they had that book.
Had that book.
They
Go
had
get
that
your
book.
witch, bro. Go and get your witch.
Go ahead and get my wish.
Go and get your witch, bro.
And what's that? What's my wish? Oh,
No,
with
your
the
wish.
No,
witch.
get you a witch.
With the
Yeah.
witch. Okay. I didn't know I was supposed to make a wish with the witch.
No, I wouldn't.
No, he's like, get you a witch.
I wouldn't do nothing like that.
Maybe I should find me a sorcerer. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be
I don't know the difference.
Rachel, are you into witchcraft?
No.
No. What do you call it? I used the term earthy earlier. Are you familiar with the term earthy?
Yeah, in a sense, I
That
don't have
doesn't.
much.
Yeah, that's not towards you either, right?
When I think of witches, like I know somebody. I don't want to call her a witch, but she practices voodoo.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a difference between like voodoo and hoodoo.
Mm-hmm.
So the stuff that she practices, I don't even think she necessarily calls it like witchcraft, or if she calls herself a
Let's
witch.
call it religion.
Yeah. Religion or like spirituality. I think earthy is more of like a adjective to like describe a person.
I think that's like saying, Asian. Because I think that's like what we call, and maybe that's just because I'm old. That's what
That
we was
might be what
calling.
it is,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what we was calling all the girls that did,
Yeah.
that was earthy because they were natural and even with locks, that would be earthy, and they, the sage and shit, and what's that oil, chipotle, what's that oil, chipotle oil,
Hot Chipotle.
yeah, you know what oil
That's
I'm
a
talking about. That
restaurant.
it's a spirit thing.
Oh, you talking about the oil of
Don't say that word.
No, you talking about it's a protecting oil. You put it like here,
Okay.
here, and here, and
I don't think you're talking about.
Yeah, he going to
okay,
church.
okay.
Yeah,
No, so you put it right here.
that's
You
the
put it right
olive
here.
oil.
No, not olive
That's
oil.
what the
I know
preacher
what you're
get
talking
you.
about. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I can't. See, I got some of that
Talk
oil.
about
I
shea
think-
butter.
Heat up the shea butter and put it on your forehead. Mac and B Wick Church. Yeah, that's when y'all was asking where Sean's church is. We get it. Des,
What up, though?
you got anything to ask our guests?
Not really, man. It's just dope. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in the house, and it was Christianity. So anything like that was considered, you know what I mean, the devil. So I'm just like over the few years getting into my spirituality, and the ancestors literally had to come holler at me for it to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I had headaches right here beaming for months hard for me to come to the realization of what the universe was. And when I got there, everything made sense, and it's just a blessing. So I love hearing this. I hope I'm sharing with my kids, but I hope all kids at young ages get an opportunity to understand it. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna save them for real.
Because our ancestors, Indian, Africans, that's what they believed in, is the earth.
That's what everybody
and
other
the
than
stars and the moon. Right. When we got snatched over here, then they made us believe something else, and they took away this right here, and that's what I'm saying. It's not fair. That's not probably the word I should use. But for a small amount of people to have the knowledge that you have, if it affects what we're doing, meaning that if you could share what you know with 1,000 people, maybe 1,000 people would be happier and in love and can be compatible.
Right.
And that's what I was saying. Far as like the difference in the moons, the zodiac signs. I mean, that's knowledge that needs to be spread, and maybe that's what we're doing. Again with this show is we always try to find different ins and outs of relationships and what may work and what might not work. And if I see a lady like you at the bar and she started talking about what's my rising sign, I need to know, because I don't want to mess up that. Right? I always say people want to be Mr. International. I can go get that Mexican woman, but you can't speak Spanish. So if I want to get that woman that's at the bar and she hit me with what's your rising sign? I want to be able to hit her with, I'm, my seventh planet is here, and my next.
Gotta be with it though, because she look right through it.
But if I know it, that gets me to second base.
Yeah, then she go.
Yeah,
she go throw that ball.
And that goes back to what I say. That's all I'm trying to say is if we can get to second base, a lot of times we're not allowed to get to second base. Meaning, if you're the wrong zodiac, he's Aries, I'm not gonna talk to him. You didn't even allow me.
We don't even want to entertain that anyhow. No, I'm just saying we don't even want to entertain it because the growth is not there.
Yeah, but my daughter says the same thing, but I want to fuck, and if I want to, I don't need to entertain. I don't need her energy to be right. If she want to, if it's something I like,
can let her know, like, ma'am, it's okay that you don't want to date Aries. It ain't gonna go far anyway. I'm just trying to get to the room.
But I'm saying that's not gonna give me the second base, right? That's not gonna give me the second base. I got to be able to talk her language so I can start.
So you want to manipulate people?
Not manipulate. Go ahead, Rachel.
I think in that situation with that person, what you should do is educate them. So if she say, "Oh, I don't date Aries," then you say,
"No,
okay.
he just said that I don't want to date her. I'm trying to fuck."
What I'm saying is that.
Well, let's say in this example, you trying to further along the relationship or whatever.
Okay.
And she one of them people like, "Oh, I don't date Aries." And you ask her, "Okay, well, the last man that was Aries, what was his rising sign? What was his moon sign?" And maybe those are completely different than yours, but maybe you are an Aries, but those rising and moon signs might indicate something else.
And that's all I'm saying. That's second base.
That might get you to second
That's
base.
second base. That's all I'm saying. That's second
She might
base.
be like, "Oh, what you know about that?"
And that's what I'm saying. A lot of times we're not allowed to make it to second base. He's an Aries. He's a Sagittarius. I don't even want to talk to him. Not because of something they experienced, but because of, like you said earlier, it's something that somebody else experienced and told them, you shouldn't date this guy because this sign is terrible. And they're never talking about the planets and, with that.
Well,
they
that's
just
where
say,
you spread your knowledge that you
I don't have the knowledge.
You educate them. We giving it
That's
to
where
you.
she spreads it because you got to make it, universal.
Want her to be your wingman?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
No. Because what she what she already let me know.
With Oscar. You say I'm not.
What
Trying to argue. He's trying to get into it.
No, because I'm like, what you let me know is if I really wanted to get deep into it, then I would take up.
You probably got some Libra in your chart because you like the.
Well, I'm just saying I would come get professional. He
He probably get red so quick it's ridiculous. So.
whatever.
Yeah, it get red real
I'm
quick.
still do what I want to do. It's not gonna matter. That sign, I believe that the sign ain't gonna have nothing to do with how she look. If I like her, I like her. If she's somebody I can't get with, then we won't be together for a long time. But if I'm allowed to get to second base, then we're gonna have the conversation to get further.
What's second base, Oscar?
The conversation.
Okay.
The conversation. Going out, having a conversation. I ain't saying kissing. I ain't saying
So do you
screwing.
run into that a lot? People like, oh, you're an Aries. With the cross?
Aries. Even when I was going through my divorce, it was, oh, you're still married. Even though you're separated, you're still married. I'm just saying there's certain things that women automatically will
Write you off for.
will write you off and not allow themselves to they cut themselves off, and I ain't saying y'all, but you cut yourself off from half the dating pool because you don't want to date a guy. Excuse me, you don't want to date a guy that's 5'7", you know, or you don't want to date a light skinned guy, or you don't want to date a guy that ain't making this amount of money. And I'm saying that's not allowing yourself to go to second base, to have that conversation, to find out if he has the capability to make more, or if he got this, you know, in the background. Just because he's short, you know, it's like, I'm not going to talk to him. This could be the man
play
forever.
A factor in it. Like, if we are in our 40s, am I still trying to look at the capability for him to make a certain amount of money? Shouldn't, like, if he ain't got there yet. So.
Everybody is different. Right. Everybody is different because, I mean, we say this girls that drop their man off. I mean, they man dropped them off to work, and then he go back and play the video game.
Right.
So I'm just saying everybody is it's all relative, you know. Meaning,
So you with dating potential?
am I with dating potential? Even more than potential, I'm with dating somebody that can believe in my potential and that's willing to help me with my potential. Meaning that I know what I can do.
That's not what she asked.
This ain't the same guy from December.
Okay, I'm saying dating potential. I mean, yeah, I date for somebody that I can believe that can do something. But again, I'm not.
I just heard you have a daughter. So if your daughter like, well, Daddy, and you can say she 20, but we gonna put him. He at 40. Daddy, he 40, but you know he got dreams and ambition.
That ain't gonna work.
Nah, we're not gonna do that. But
I'm stepping all on that. I'm stepping all on that.
Right now, but Daddy,
He been a
why would he
pedophile.
doing right now? It's about the dreams,
But I thought you were asking me, was I with dating somebody with potential?
But you gonna get that whatever. If you believe in it,
I mean,
it would be
because
some advice
I'm
that you would give to
established
your
in-
daughter, right?
But I'm saying, if my daughter's rich and able to do whatever she wants to, then she can do what she wants to, and she can't tell me what I can't tell her what to do. If she's able to, you know, have her own stuff, and I ain't saying right now, but I have a 24-year-old.
Right.
So she's, you know, doing her own thing, and you can have a conversation with her.
We can't force nobody to do anything, but what I'm asking you is, what would be your advice to your daughter? You are okay with your daughter dating?
My daughter's 25 years old. If she was dating Russell Simmons, then, I mean, what can I say?
But what do you mean by?
You said
Am
maybe I'm getting it wrong. What are we saying then?
What I'm saying is,
He got hopes and dreams. That's
I'm
all he
saying
got.
that's all he got is the hopes.
He ain't got Russell Simmons money. He got hopes and dreams.
Okay. What
Because we're
definitely?
trying to give an example about dating potential. So
Okay.
I'm trying to see if you believe in this wholeheartedly, then you will
So-
pass this information to your daughter.
But-
So I'm trying to see if she brought a man home and the only thing he had in his pocket was the hopes and his dreams.
But she's established.
Okay, so you wouldn't want her dating the man with just hopes and dreams.
I can't tell her what to do.
You know what? The Oscar likes to get into it. He got Libra in his chart,
No,
y'all.
but
I am going to look it up.
And I'm only saying this because
Leo,
I'm only
Libra or
saying this.
Virgo in
I'm
his
only
chart?
saying this because I know my daughter, and my daughter would tell
Virgo.
me, "You ain't gonna tell me what I want to do."
Virgo.
Even if you asked her that, she would tell you.
But what is your advice?
My advice, baby, is do what you gonna do.
Yo, advice better be to leave
Yo,
that motherfucker alone.
Do what you gonna do.
Let him pursue his hopes and dreams, come back and get you.
There's the same person told me I can't tell my ex-wife what to do.
Your ex-wife, not your daughter.
So I can't tell my 25-year-old daughter, established daughter, what to do. She's gonna do what
It's
she
not
wants
about
to do.
telling
She
nobody.
still
To make a
Suggestion.
suggestion.
So
Yeah,
what
that's what I was about to say.
She need that
Didn't
strong
I say that
suggestion.
several times about suggestion?
But my suggestion is gonna be not. Even my
She ain't
suggestion.
here right now.
Even my suggestion is gonna make her not want to do it.
See, look, this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's the
This is-
Libra in him.
It's the
Or the
Taurus.
Virgo.
No, it's the
It's
Virgo. It's the Virgo in
It's
him.
the
They
Taurus
accept a
in
lot
my
of shit.
daughter. It's the Taurus in my
Virgos accept
daughter
a lot of
that's
shit.
gonna
It's
say,
ill. It's Virgo.
just because you told
You can't
me
change
not
that
to
man
date
or
him,
nothing.
just because you're gonna act like that young women don't
time
date
was you
people.
born?
You acting like young women, daughters don't date people just because their parents don't tell them not to date that person.
That ain't the topic, though.
It was
The
to
topic is
go
about
with what
these-
you said.
No, the topic is about, do you feel that wholeheartedly? Is that in your soul that it's okay to date a man with nothing but dreams and ambition in his pocket?
And he want to be a rapper.
Again, we started with me dating somebody with potential. That's what it said.
This
And
guy.
you said if I believe
Well-
in that, then I could bring that, pass that down to my daughter.
What I feel is
but I'm saying
a
that's not
man
the
gonna
same.
probably can
Can you
date
do
a woman
mine?
with less. Huh?
Can you do mine?
I sure can. But I want him.
But go ahead. Yeah. Don't. Let's keep the show going.
Yeah. My thing is, what was I saying?
Right.
That he should not let his daughter date this hopes and dreams down the
Okay.
street. No.
And then, okay, so we were saying, okay, and you know, I just lost my train of thought
Right,
because
because
you doing that Libra Virgo
no,
stuff.
No, it started
See, that's how he
with,
get rid
with,
of
with who I was dating. Me dating somebody on potential, and I was saying an established
Oh,
guy.
that's what I was gonna
an
say.
established guy can date a woman
They
on
can date
potential.
down, yes.
That's what-
Established
that's
guys
what-
date
that's-
down, but
that's what I
that's why
came out.
was
And
trying
then
to-
you
'cause
said
the
if I
women was
believe
talking
that-
first.
Right,
The women
you-
was talking first, and that's when you said, well, I mean, you can.
You said if I believe that then I
But
can
the-
believe I can pass that belief down to my daughter.
But
That's
it
what you
started
said.
with
But
Rachel
it's not the
talking.
same, right?
So
It's
what
not
I was
the
about to say,
same.
it started with Rachel talking. Then we were having a conversation, and then you came in and you were saying what you said. So that's why I'm like, you dating somebody. So you believe in dating somebody with potential. So, but I'm thinking that you believe in this universal.
No, I'm saying if a man is established, then it's all right for. And I was just saying if my daughter is established, it's all right for her to date whoever she wants because she's established and she got what she needs to. I mean, she's where she needs to be.
So she gonna be wearing the pants.
That's her relationship.
I'm not asking you to dictate.
But that's what I'm
just
saying.
We just
wouldn't
having
be-
a conversation about it.
And I'm saying that it would be crazy if I was talking to my daughter and trying to tell her to tell me about my relationship.
Nobody
if I,
is here
if
to
I
dictate.
wanted,
We're talking
but
about
I'm saying if
suggestions
I'm
and your beliefs.
if
What do
I'm
you
40